They told me it wasn't the same as losing a person. But he was there when no one else was. He was my person. I still find myself reaching for the leash by the door, like some part of me hasn't caught up to the rest. It's muscle memory, I guess, or maybe just denial in disguise. The leash is blue, frayed at the handle where he used to chew on it as a puppy, and it's still hanging there, like he might come barreling around the corner any second, tail wagging, nails skittering on the hardwood. I keep thinking I hear him. Sometimes I even call out his name before I remember. It's embarrassing, honestly, how automatic it is. I don't even want to say his name out loud right now. It feels like if I do, I'll break apart. I know people say he was just a dog, but that's not how it felt. He was my shadow, my reason to get out of bed on the days when everything else felt pointless. I used to joke that he was the only one who ever listened to me without judgment. But it wasn't really a joke. He'd just sit there, head cocked, eyes so serious, like he understood every word. Sometimes I'd talk to him about things I couldn't say to anyone else. I don't know if that makes me weird or just lonely, but it's the truth. The house is so quiet now. I never realized how much noise he made until it was gone. The jingling of his collar, the thump of his tail against the wall, the little huffs and sighs when he'd settle down next to me on the couch. I keep expecting to see him curled up in his spot by the window, nose twitching in his sleep. I even catch myself stepping over the place where his bed used to be, like I'm afraid to disturb him. It's ridiculous. I know it is. But I can't stop. The day he died, I felt like I was moving underwater. Everything was slow and heavy and muffled. I held him in my arms at the vet's office, and I tried to be brave for him, but I was shaking so hard I thought I might drop him. He looked up at me with those big, trusting eyes, and I just kept whispering, "It's okay, I'm here, I'm here." I don't know if he understood, but I hope he did. I hope he knew how much I loved him. I keep replaying that moment in my head, over and over, like maybe if I do it enough times, I'll find some way to make it hurt less. But it doesn't. It just makes it sharper. People have been, I don't know, kind I guess, but also awkward. My mom sent me a card with a rainbow on it, and a poem about the Rainbow Bridge. My sister texted me a heart emoji and said, "He had a good life." My friends have mostly just avoided the topic. I get it. It's uncomfortable. It's not like losing a person, right? You're supposed to just get over it. Move on. Get another dog, maybe. But I can't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I feel like I lost a piece of myself, and I don't know how to fill that space. I tried to go for a walk yesterday, just around the block, like we used to do every evening. I made it halfway before I had to turn back. Every corner, every tree, every patch of grass was a memory. The spot where he chased a squirrel and almost pulled my arm out of its socket. The neighbor's yard where he'd always stop to sniff the same bush, like it was the most interesting thing in the world. The bench where we'd sit and watch the sunset, him pressed up against my leg, warm and solid and real. I couldn't do it. I felt like everyone was looking at me, wondering why I was alone. Maybe they weren't, but it felt that way. I keep thinking I should do something to honor him. Plant a tree, maybe, or make a photo album. I have hundreds of pictures of him on my phone, sleeping, playing, covered in mud, wearing a ridiculous birthday hat. I scroll through them at night when I can't sleep, which is most nights now. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry. Sometimes both at once. I want to remember him, but it hurts to look. It's like picking at a scab that never quite heals. I tried talking to a friend about it, but she just kind of nodded and changed the subject. I don't blame her. I know it's not the same as losing a parent or a sibling or a spouse. But in some ways, it feels worse because there's no script for this kind of grief. No funeral, no casseroles, no one checking in after the first week. It's just me and the empty house and the leash by the door. I wish I could explain to people how deep this goes. How he was there for every breakup, every bad day, every lonely night. How he'd nudge my hand when I was crying or curl up next to me when I couldn't sleep. How he made me feel less alone in a world that sometimes feels too big and too cold. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's true. He was my family. Maybe the only real family I had. I don't know how to move on. I don't even know what that means. People say time heals, but I don't want to forget him. I just want the pain to be less sharp, less constant. I want to be able to think about him and smile, not feel like I'm drowning. I want to find a way to celebrate his life, not just mourn his loss. But right now I'm stuck. I'm in this fog, and I can't see a way out. I keep telling myself I should be doing better by now. It's been, 3 weeks? 4? I lose track. The days blur together. I go to work, I come home, I eat whatever's easiest, and then I just sit. Sometimes I stare at the TV without really watching. Sometimes I just sit in the dark. I know that sounds pathetic, but it's the truth. I used to have this routine: walk him, feed him, play with him, let him out before bed. Now there's just empty space where all those little rituals used to be. I never realized how much of my life was built around him until he was gone. I tried to talk to my boss about taking a day off after it happened. I could tell she was trying to be understanding, but there was this flicker in her eyes, like she was trying to figure out if I was serious. I said, "I lost my dog," and she nodded, but I could feel her thinking, and I took the day anyway. I spent most of it lying on the floor where he used to sleep, just breathing in the faint smell of his fur that still clings to the carpet. I know that's weird. I know I sound unhinged, but I needed it. I keep thinking about the last time he made me laugh. It was the night before he got sick. He stole a sock out of the laundry basket, and paraded around the living room like he'd just won the lottery. I chased him, and he dodged me, tail wagging so hard his whole body wiggled. I remember thinking, I hope I never forget this. I haven't. But now it's like every happy memory is edged with pain. Like the two are tangled up, and I can't separate them. Sometimes I wonder if I'm making it worse by holding on so tightly. I haven't washed his bowl. I haven't put away his toys. His bed is still in the corner, even though I know I should probably get rid of it. I just can't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I keep thinking, what if I forget him? Like if I let go of these things, I'll lose the last pieces of him I have left. I know that's not how it works, but try telling that to my heart. I tried going online, looking for support groups or forums or something. There are people out there who get it, I guess, but it's not the same as having someone sit with you in the silence. I read stories about other people's pets, about how they coped, about how the pain eventually faded. Some of them planted trees, or got tattoos, or wrote letters to their pets. I thought about writing a letter. I even started one, but I couldn't finish. Every time I tried, the words just stopped, like my brain short-circuited. I don't know what I'd even say. I miss you? Thank you? It all feels so small compared to what he gave me. I know I'm not the only one who's ever felt this way, but it feels like it. There's this weird shame that comes with grieving a pet. Like you're not allowed to be this sad. Like you should just get over it and move on. But I can't. I don't want to. He mattered. He mattered so much. Last night, I dreamed he was still here. I could feel his weight against my legs, hear his breathing, even smell that weird, sweet doggy smell he always had after a bath. When I woke up, for a second, I forgot. I reached out, expecting to find him there, and when I didn't, it hit me all over again. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, feeling hollow. I know I need to do something. I can't stay stuck like this forever. Today, I took his collar and put it in a little box with his favorite toy and a photo of us from the first day I brought him home. I lit a candle and sat with it for a while. I tried to remember all the good things, not just the end. The way he'd greet me at the door, spinning in circles. The way he'd rest his head on my knee when I was sad. The way he'd bark at the mailman, like he was protecting me from the world. I let myself cry, but I also let myself smile. It felt, I don't know, not better exactly, but lighter. Like maybe I could breathe again, just a little. I don't know what comes next. Maybe I'll plant that tree after all. Maybe I'll make that photo album. Maybe I'll just keep putting one foot in front of the other until the fog lifts. I don't think I'll ever stop missing him, but maybe that's okay. Maybe missing him is just another way of loving him, even now. I wish people understood how deep this goes. How losing him wasn't just losing a pet. It was losing a piece of my heart, a piece of my history. But even if they don't, I know. I know what he meant to me. I know how lucky I was to have him, even if it hurts now that he's gone. I'm still lost. I'm still sad. But I'm trying. I'm trying to find my way out of the fog, one small step at a time.